Are we here, guys? We should be live. I think we're live.
we think.
We think we're live, and we think you can hear us. We
Wow,
think we're live,
that's
and we think you can hear
a
us.
big F.
We
Wow,
think we're live, and we think we can. They can. We're good. All right, we're up. Oh my God, help me!
It only took that long.
It only, dude. Okay, guys, I don't. It's me, SIL. That right there. Look at him. There he is. We got him on the show.
We're here.
We're here. Okay, he's back up. Kind of on demand, but this is the first time we got together in forever.
Right.
And dude, like, there's a little confusion on everybody's part here, mostly mine, but mostly the computers, because he said he was up and be ready for an 8 o'clock start. It's now 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for about 15 more daylight time for about 3 more hours. And
that's right. It turns back today, doesn't it?
It turns back today. Yes, it does.
Oh man.
Tonight, while you're asleep, we're gonna gain an hour. It's okay. You get an hour's extra sleep. You should enjoy that.
Right.
But anyway, we're here. We're live. We're doing this for some people because, well, we're doing this because we ain't done it in forever. But like, dude, fucking Skype wouldn't work. Skype was trying to hook us up. Skype didn't work. Like, Skype wasn't telling me he was on, so he said, I'm ready. 45 minutes later, I'm like, where the hell are you?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell because Skype didn't show him up. And now he's up, so he's here. Then, of course, for some odd reason, OBS just completely forgot about the past. I have no idea how long. Just totally fucking forgot about it. So I had to go through all this mess and restart it. And that's why you're looking at a whole bunch of trees in the background, because I think big guy over there flipped on together mode. You did, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, thank God. So he did, but now we're in a bunch of trees, and neither one of us know why the hell we're in trees, because he nor I have the amphitheater, which is that background, which makes my hands look like they're Thanosing out of existence.
But yet I'm still crystal clear here, so
Yeah,
it
you
makes
look
no
good,
fucking
and
sense.
well, okay. You're not gonna see me because I've got it down in case we were prepping for like build.
Right.
And that's why it's doing what it's doing. Oh, my hands don't materialize so much, but now my hands cut off over here. What? Oh, wait, over here.
No, you're good. Oh, yeah, there, yeah.
Oh, fuck me. It's always got to be something. I'm telling you, man. It's always got to be fucking something. Okay, wait. Yep. That's better. It's better. Bear with me. I'm just trying to materialize in a better way, so you don't think I got Infinity Stone to death.
Yep.
So anyway, what's been going on with you, big guy? Now that we got you back live, are you excited to be home and here? And yep.
I'm here. I mean, it's been a long road.
It's been a long road.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here. I'm cool. I'm wobbling. Yeah, so anyway, like, Skype's still messing with us because, again, we've got the trees in the background. I have no idea how the hell it happened. I had a together mode set to be an aircraft, and he might have had a together mode set with a back scene, but it wasn't this one. So I guess Skype said, fuck you guys, I'm picking my own. And now my hands are back over here. What the hell?
I just want to know how you can even change it together mode, because I'm not seeing anything on here that says I can change it.
Which is really weird considering you're the one that started it.
Right.
You should be the one that's able to change it. And yet, you can't. I don't get it.
Nope.
I don't get it. But whatever. It really doesn't matter because we're here. We're live like we should be. We're back home.
Finally, we've come back home.
To the back. We come back to the back.
I cannot watch the legit interviews because the YouTube poop ones are in my head.
Always, dude. Always. Yeah, you're right. It's like gone now. Like, yeah. I mean, did you watch the video? Did you watch the live show? Yeah, you did because you were typing, right?
Yeah.
So you remember when I was talking about the Macho Man? Do we remember that three-way one with like first the Ultimate Warrior, then Macho Man, then the Hulk? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that one totally on the brain when I did that, dude. I just got done watching that one last week, man, dude.
Nice.
I gotta revisit that one. That shit was hilarious. That's gotta be one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend.
I remember it's the one. Wasn't that the same one that you always played at work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too good to pass up, you know? I mean,
like
dude.
Yeah, Hogan's song. Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, exactly that. I don't understand why everybody that does Y2Ps has to make it all kind of gayish. They have a tendency to love the gayish, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's okay. You can gay. I mean, like, I don't know why they do that. Why can't I get. Okay, that's kind of Thanosing in and out of the realm of. I gotta figure. I'm also trying. That helped. But nope, only when my hands are there. See, my hands can make magic. Look at that. A plane magically appears and disappears. Check it out, dudes. I bet you can't do that.
Awesome.
You didn't know I knew magic and shit, did you?
I was gonna say, just make a fucking vampire just appear. Like, oh,
And it's gone. I'm taking that shit on the road. Y'all gonna have to follow
yeah.
me. So, okay, so we got him on the show. Abby, if you're going to appear, you're going to have to ask him what your freaking problem is. What is he do? Well, wait. We got you. I can ask you. And you see, if you look up right here above my magical dancing fingers, that is number 16 right there in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing wrong? Abby, what the hell are you doing wrong? I mean, like, it was basic, right?
Yeah, it was very basic. I mean, I can't remember how I did the back slants of the trailing edge of the wing. If I cut that, or if it had to be cut because I'm not advanced enough to do folds. So,
well, it ain't, dude. Don't belittle yourself. It ain't that. That's really like, if you folded that, you probably wouldn't want to fold that. I mean, seriously, you'd have too much weight back there anyway. So
right. So I think I just figured I'd just try to cut it a certain way, and it came out to a slanted trailing edge like that, and then I decided to put the X-wing on it. I mean, that's the most. Otherwise, it's just really a basic Phase 3.
Flipped.
Yeah,
because
you always do it on the flipped. Yes.
I like to point that out because that's what Abby was saying. Especially, he's like, how did his biggest problem, which I talked him through like a couple shows, was getting those wing pockets tight and down.
Right.
And I mean, I can understand.
You do the wing pockets on top.
Yeah.
Right, because you invert the folds.
Right.
Or you invert the building of it.
Like so. I'm using that Phase 6 again, yes, but yeah, that's
right, like that, yeah.
You notice the fin code, the fighting fuckos?
Oh yeah.
But I do have like the one I still keep it standing by. This is all he did. This is what he was talking about. There's the wing pockets on the underside, which is what 16 has. This is built like 16.
Right.
So, I mean, and this one's pretty tight. I don't know. Abby showed it. Did you ever watch his videos on it? He showed how to build, then he showed how it flew. And again, like, it's not like you can get it to fly great with just one model or even that one model. So,
yeah.
I mean, you got to work it. But
well, it's just a matter, and you've said it before too, is that the way you build it, you might just do something slightly different with 15 versus 16 versus 17 versus 20. That all of a sudden on 21 you're just going to make it and it's going to work, just like how 16 is.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Exactly.
I mean, because I'd have to pull it up. I don't even think I can. I have to do it on my phone, but I got like 50 exiles.
Whoa, really? Are you serious?
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to look it real quick.
Pretty good amount now.
Yeah, 51 exiles and only one that has ever done what 16's ever done.
Well, again, like, I mean, I can't actually speak for anybody else, and your folds are different per person, everything. But I mean, I find myself like these wing pockets on the bottom, like 16 just happened to master it. It really did. I mean, like,
right.
I mean, I could do the same thing. It's not like I've built 700 phases, but it's not like 500 or even 400, even 300 of them have been great. It's only been a handful,
Right.
So Dalton just got lucky and got the silver bullet. That one was great. You're not always going to get one that great, which is why you have to build a fleet. I mean, if you get lucky, hopefully, see, the other problem with that too is if you're looking for something like the Phase, like the Exile. I mean, Phase is still the same, but like if you're looking for something that glides that good, and we all can acknowledge it glides good, and I'm not bragging, I'm just statement of fact. You're looking for something that glides good, your silver bullet's going to be that much smaller. Like it,
Right.
like all the ones that I've been like vampire, anything you do that's an attacker, a goblin, the freaking coyotes, the ones that I'm going to turn axe into. It's like I'm not expecting that much out of them. So when they get good, they're not like they're extraordinary for what they do. So and vampire's not going to thrill too many people. Yeah, it'll come back to you. Ooh, so what? You know, if you're looking for that outstanding glide, you're really going to have to find the one Billy Gunn. You know, you're going to have to find that one.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to work at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna come at you. Just you know, it's not the next one that you build is not gonna be the one.
Yeah, they're like fingerprints. Yeah.
Right. I mean, because they're all different, and especially if you do, like I just said, you might build it exactly the same as 16 here, as Avi is coming to find out here, but it's just you did a fold just a half a millimeter too long or too short, or you know you didn't cut the wings on the back trailing edge here exactly perfect. It could be any one of those things. You know, your anhedrals might not be sized right to the fuselage. I mean, I still have problems with that to this day. Anytime I build it and try to throw it at work and stuff, I get lots of corkscrewing and just a lot of it goes straight down to the ground. Like I can never get anything to go flying.
Yeah, see, that's not. Yeah, I mean, and that can get you frustrating too. I mean, like seriously.
Right, and it will, because I know, speaking from experience, that's how I felt all the time. That, you know, especially when you and I were working together, you know, you would build one and you can throw it and it would fly great. You know, 99% of the time. Whereas I would build it, you know, I might get one every other week. I might be able to get one to fly nicely, but I built 20 of them at work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you realize, like, it's not, I wasn't trying to be a dick. It wasn't like, you know, like I had the experience. It's like, Dalton knew flying with me was like, yeah, well, he's been doing this a lot longer. He's got a lot more planes. He knows which ones are good.
Phases. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I said, I mean, like I could have, well, I did. I'd like to think that I hope I showed you the good ones, but I showed you the bad ones too. It's not like I was like, yeah, I'm being a dick. Look at my shit. It's great. But I mean, I had there was quite a few I had that went straight into the damn ground too, you know? And then you were with me for the creation of 2 or 3 that actually just fucking sucked. I'm like, well, that's out, you know, so.
And it's because you either tried a different tech or you tried to do a slightly different fold, or you just didn't do the fold correctly. So, I mean.
Or more crucial, and it's a lot harder to tell with paper planes. That's why it's so much of an art. That's why really you can consider it an art, because we as the creators, as the artists, get frustrated with it when they don't work, because they're not the ones that are making us money. They're not the one. You got 500 shitballs, but you got 20 that are just the man, you know? And that like it's art. We spend so much time on it for one to just, you have an idea, your mind says it's great, you fold it and it's crap.
Yeah.
But then you build 20, you tweak one, and like I said, this isn't like a factory. You can't get one that's like rolling off the production line the exact same way every single time. God, if we could do that. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Every little fucking nuance is something different, and it's going to change it. It's why I have 700 phases or 200 javelins or whatever, because it's like, yeah, that one's different. Yeah, that one's different. Now, I'm getting a little bit lucky with the axe and the coyote here, because seriously, axe and coyote, I don't even know. I can't explain why the hell they fly so much the same when they look so, or okay, they look the same too, but they're folded completely different. When I teach you guys how to build these, you'll understand why I'm as confused as I am. Like, I'm hoping, like, when you build them, you'll be like, holy shit, why do these fly the same? Seriously. Other than looking identical, there's nothing to them. And, sorry, like, I'm getting a little sidetracked. Segue was, like, the one thing that's really crucial is weight balance. We can't check that very easily. Even with my, like, you get a tweezers, you check its center of gravity. That's all well and good, but even if you're off, like, 2 millimeters, that's the difference in a great flight versus a sucky flight. Or at least a decent flight.
And actually, I just realized this. I didn't remember this. There's actually, a business card or something, some type of thicker stock paper in the nose of 16.
Oh
So
shit, there is.
there is. So that could be another reason, or another, what do I want to say? Another tech, I guess you can say, that Avi is not implemented.
Do you have it? Do you have it in front of you?
I do have it in front of me. Yes.
Oh, dude, Abby, you're in for it. Abby's here, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Yes,
Okay.
he is.
Hello.
So you're in for a treat. You got the picture of it, and Dalton actually has it. He's got it there, and that's what I mean. Like, okay, so that's some aspect that you didn't realize. I didn't
Yeah.
even
No.
know that.
Yeah, I didn't. I just was inspecting it now, and I mean, it covers from the nose to probably about uh, three quarters of an inch down the fuselage.
Holy crap! Is it inside or is it outside?
It is inside. I taped it on the inside.
So it's got extra weight.
Yeah, so there's extra weight in the front for sure. I mean, it was already kind of a thick nose because I think phase threes were already kind of thick on the inside.
They were a little bit
On the front.
They're not overly over the top, but I mean, because this is a 3, so I can say that with this one. And not too much, not javelin thick, but yeah.
Right. I mean, nothing's javelin or apex or thunderbolt.
Or apex, right? Yeah, I know. I don't know how Mark does that, dude. Mark achieves that with Thunderbolt, and Thunderbolt's not overly thick in the nose, but damned if it doesn't do the right job.
Right. Yeah, I mean, other than just seeing that now, and then I have a line of tape down the fuselage, like pretty much I'd say about halfway down the line. So I mean, actually, that's probably the thing is this one is very front heavy, I would say, but it probably front heavy with the amount of wingspan. But it probably, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the back end is wide enough. The wings are wide enough. So the back end is carrying the weight. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, see, Abby, that might be it. We didn't know that. None of us knew that. I don't even think. Dalton, you put out that short earlier about 16 flying, right?
That
was a few months ago.
I was just showing it. Yeah, I didn't show it to fly, but
okay.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize. I would try to put something thicker and a little bit heavier in the front nose.
That's the key right there, Abby. That might be it. We didn't know that.
Yeah, that was my bad. I totally forgot, didn't see it. I mean, that could definitely be what your problem is that it's not heavy enough in the front.
I can practically vouch for that. Yeah, if you don't have enough weight there, again, that's a weight balance issue. And that's that thing I was just talking. If you don't have it, if you're just even a couple millimeters off, that's the flip of being great versus just being mediocre.
Right.
And if you've got a little extra weight up in the, like, cardstock, you said?
Yeah, I think it's like a business card or a cardstock, yeah.
But not like, obviously, Abby, he's not talking about like the full thing. He put it inside, and it looks like a normal nose like this. So he probably cut it and molded it in there and just stuck it in. So
yeah, I think it's cut to the way. See if I can bring it up to the camera here.
Oh, there she is.
There we go. I cut it, and it goes probably from the tip of the nose to right about here.
Okay, so
yeah, like that. So probably about 3/4 of an inch.
So about like 3 or 4 centimeters, 3 centimeters.
3 centimeters, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it for everybody's sake here, but yeah, a couple inches, 3 centimeters, whatever. I don't know the fucking. One of these days, I'm gonna remember to put the thing up there so I can always check it. But yeah, so that's the key. You got to add some extra weight in there. You may be able to offset that with a couple staples, maybe.
Yeah, staples could work too, for sure.
It's hard to say when you're dealing with the cardstock because you don't know exactly the thickness of the cardstock. You don't have like a business card handy.
I want to say it is a business card because from what I can see, it looks like it's. Gonna pull it apart here and see if I can see something written on it.
Be careful. Well, I mean, you're probably gonna put that in a palace anyway when it's done flying. So.
Right. What I was looking for is tweezers. Let's see if I have my tweezers around here.
See, but that's exactly what you could be missing right there, Abby. Is like you got to have that extra weight, and we didn't know about that extra weight. And again, that's staples could work. When you're dealing with cardstock, it's tricky because there's so many gauges of cardstock, so you kind of got to watch out for that. But that's probably where that comes from. So I wouldn't say you could stick like a small coin in there and offset that. That'd be way too.
Yeah, no, I don't think it would be a coin would be a good idea.
Right. I was mentioning that on the show the other night too. Is like you could stick like a battery in there or something. That's thick.
Yeah. Yep.
But a battery's good to just intercept something. I mean, again, you got that weight, it's going.
Right.
Basically, like I said, I was just coming across that Abby, you just need to make sure that what you're trying to do is, you got to build more because trying to find that one is fucking impossible.
Yep. And you're not going to do it just on one build. Building it just one time, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you may get close, but you're not going to get like off the wall.
Right. I mean, Dave's done this. Phil's done this for 20, 25 years, 30 years.
Oh my God! Don't answer. Don't make me answer that.
Okay.
Let's just put it at 25.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just put it at 25.
Let's put it at 25. I know you've been doing this a long time, but you've done it in a proven track record of how many good planes you have.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have 700 and probably 200 of them are duds because they're just gonna be.
Hey, I wouldn't even give it that good. I'd say the ratio's like probably even more than half. So, but yeah.
But I mean, you got a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
So I did get the cardstock out. A little hard to see. There's the blue.
Okay.
Like that.
Oh shit! Now I do remember you doing that. Now that
Yeah.
you pulled it out, I remember you doing that.
So
Or at least talking about it. I don't know if I saw you build that thing, but I knew. Now that I've seen that blue thing, I do remember you doing that.
Yeah. So it's about 3.5 centimeters long from point to end.
Oh, see, Dalton's got you ready. He's talking centimeters for you.
Oh yeah.
Let's go metric. I mean, let's face it. If this goes global, you get out global, you have to do metric for just about everybody because only us Americans are stupid.
Right. Exactly.
Using a damn imperial system. Not our fault, but,
That's what we're used to at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that would be the next thing is try to find some type of a card stock. I mean, you could probably even do, like I have a type of a flash card here. It's actually my mom's old telemarketing card.
Oh yeah, okay.
For Purple Heart when she worked for that. It was the postcards that they would send out. So yeah, it's thicker than a postcard. So yeah, if you could find some type of a card stock that's pretty thick and cut it to fit into the tip, just like just like this. Yeah, cut it. Yeah. Cut it to the shape of the tip and stick it right in. Okay, fat fingers here. Stick it right into, build it and then stick it into the tip like this. Bring it all the way forward. I bet that will solve your problem.
How are you getting it to stay in there?
Just because it's taped.
Okay.
Because the nose is taped. But I mean, that's another thing too. If you wanted to, you could probably add a staple to keep it in there.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for an exact,
you're adding more weight though.
Yeah, if you're looking for an exact dupe, if you don't have it, I wouldn't put it in there.
Right. No, I mean, I know if it's in there and we flew it and we had that one gigantic flight that it had over at where was that?
Was that Buena or was that at?
No, it was the baseball field. No, it was the baseball field, so it must have been Buena.
Oh yeah, it was Buena then. Yeah.
It
was home of a lot more. Yeah, a bunch of the flights are better at Buena, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Lafollette's got really good ranges, but.
Oh yeah. So I mean, that's other than that. I mean, I don't really see anything that was too crazy about it that would be different or stand out. I guess again, all we can say is, I mean, at some point I will take this apart and then I can show you how to build it. But this was just basically a legal sheet. So what is that, 11 by 13?
Yeah, 11 by 13. Yeah.
11 by 13. We cut it down. I couldn't give you a I couldn't give you a set number of how much I cut down or anything like that. But I know I cut the sheet down probably, I want to say, God, maybe 3 inches, maybe.
Okay, so that's yeah.
This plane is 11 years old.
It's a youngin'.
Yeah, it's January 22nd of 2013.
Damn.
Pretty crazy. But
well, it's about to have another birthday too.
It's about to, yeah. It's about to be 22.
So 11 by 13 for you make it with an 11 by 13?
Yeah, but I cut it down to I think just like a normal.
So a standard A3 sheet for you guys, I think.
Yeah.
A4 paper. Excuse me.
But it probably went down to an 8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
When I cut that is technically like, you could just still really build this with a regular sheet of paper. But the way I built this one was I used 11 by 13, cut it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And proceeded to make the phase 3.
Your basic A4. Yeah. For the rest of the world, it's the A4 sheet.
Okay.
I think. I hope I'm doing it right. It seems to be. Yeah, A4 paper is 8 by 11, although technically it's 11 by 7, so it's a little bit bigger, but A4 paper is slightly bigger. So you guys use your A4, which is by millimeters 297 by 210. He's asking about the dimensions too, so you folded it right, but we didn't know about the weight. The weight is probably crucial. So what he was pointing out there about getting that cardstock, that's definitely probably the way to go. And A4, I don't think if you go by our stupid American standard of having paper that nobody else in the world has versus an A4, I don't think you're going to see too much of a difference. And the only reason I say that is just because when I rolled out the original phase 1s, I built the original phase 1s while I was in Germany, and they used A4. Granted, phase 1s and phase 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they've never used A4 since then. It would be totally different. So you can't really base it off of that, but the original was built off of A4 paper. I do know that. My notebook paper, like everything over there that you could get was on A4. So it was different even for the time. Nowadays, yeah, I think any difference that you would get would be negligible, just because there's so little like actual metric difference in the paper.
Right, but now again, what about thickness?
No, the thickness. Well, if you're using like standard copy paper, that's universal worldwide.
Okay.
I believe standard copy paper does not change. Cardstock might.
Yeah.
Might.
Well, and I'm sure that the 11 by 13 that I used was just regular copy paper that was 11 by 13. So
yeah. So now that's a little different. I would have to look that up. I'm not entirely sure what the fuck. God damn it. I have everything hooked up just right. I don't want to mess with anything. So I gotta look it up. Yeah, I gotta do it like you do. I gotta look it up on my phone, because if I don't, I'm gonna be like, oh God, if it goes wrong, we go down, I'm gonna be mad. Legal size sheet in metric. I guess it'd be the way. So the legal paper, okay, it does have one. The legal size paper that we call legal size, maybe you guys call it that, but in metric, it's 216 by 356 millimeter. But he still cuts it down. So he still cut it down to make standard. So really, that's not here to there. You're using a regular sheet.
Yeah, you're probably, and even if you are using a regular sheet, it may or may not be a few millimeters bigger or smaller than a regular sheet.
I know when it deals with millimeters, their measurements are so small.
Yeah.
I mean, centimeters. I think they base everything, even like these are considered centimetrical. Ooh, that's a word.
25 cents.
Yeah, dude, that's a full $1, man. I want it. Inflation. But like, dude, even these are like measured more like in centimeters, just because like I think what is it? What is it again? If it's 8.5, it's like 27.
Something like that. Yeah.
11 inches is 28 centimeters. So phases aren't 11 inches, but again, you're talking, like he said, 2 inches back. That's probably more like 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters. So,
yeah.
Again, I'm trying to do this for you guys, especially you, because, well, it doesn't really matter. Everybody else in the world besides us, and what, Singapore or something, uses like imperial. Everybody else is metric. So if you're watching this in Japan, Russia, India, no matter where you're at, you're talking metric.
Yeah.
Which is why it's almost kind of more important. I'd rather learn metric than this, because everything about the rest of the world makes way the hell more sense than American shit.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the rest of the world got us started in this crap. It's not fair. Britain did this to us.
Yep.
They went imperial, then they said like, "Oh, metric is better," and then we didn't follow suit because we're rebels.
Yeah, we're rebels.
Yeah, we're rebels. You Yanks didn't go it. No, yeah, well, you started us out on this path.
Right.
All you kids, you just go ahead and drop out of school if you're not learning metric, because seriously, American kids, by the way, that's the way it goes. Y'all need to learn metric. If they're not teaching you metric, get out while you still can.
Yeah.
I mean,
might as well just get out anyway. They're not teaching you anything anyway.
I know, right? What the hell, man? School's ever going to teach you anything worthwhile?
No.
How to fix your car? How to like do your finances? How to live your
Nope.
damn life? No, we're going to teach you about the Battle of Azerbaijan in 1923. What the hell? Why do I care?
That and trigonometry and calculus and all that other good old BS.
Fuck algebra, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're algebra too, yeah.
I mean, like, I don't need the ability to turn a hard problem into a harder problem. I just need to know 2
yeah,
plus 5.
exactly. Dude, totally. Well, and then the famous thing, too, when the teacher's like, oh, you won't have a calculator everywhere you go. Oh, really?
What do I need a calculator for? Yeah, little did they know. Yeah, when we was kids, little did they know.
Now you walk around with a supercomputer in your pocket, basically.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, especially like when I was a kid, our teacher definitely said that. I'm a little bit older than you guys. But, I mean, like, seriously. Like, even Dalton remembers it because Dalton's old enough. It's like, dude, yeah, you're not going to walk. Yes, we are going to walk around with a calculator in our pocket.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I can't live without the calculator in my pocket. So you're going to have it.
Yep.
I mean,
and I can look up you can't even ask me a question either because I'll know. I can just look it up.
Yeah, right. No shit. It's like, dude, ironically enough, like the one place you're not allowed to have the calculator in your pocket is the one place they tell you you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket. School.
Nope.
Like, give me your phones and turn your phones off. Yeah, whatever. There'll be no cheating on this test. How do they enforce that now?
Well, now most of the time, all they have is tablets. So you don't have no phones in school, but here's a tablet to do your homework on. Huh?
Yeah, I don't get that. I mean, like, it's not. Oh my God! Hey, Dalton, you got a SNA 52 handy somewhere in there?
I do not, unfortunately. I'd have to go and dig for it, but I'm sure I could find it. But SNA 52 number 7, huh?
Did you ever did like you never put up like a how to build on SNA 52, did you?
No, I did not.
You're gonna have to make a really cool video like on like the story of that, so everybody knows how it got its name, why it got its name, and then like the monstrosity it became. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. Like that is like Origamizilla, if you will. Like that thing's like huge. And military model, I kind of find it funny.
You're talking about Sabretooth.
Well, is it Sabretooth? Well, he's really specific about. Is it really?
No, I know, but what you're talking about with all the big birds, the only one that got supersized was Sabretooth.
Okay.
I never supersized SNA yet. That was the next one in line.
Yeah, and it should have been too, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to play it, it should have been supersized.
There's a whole pile of poster board standing right there that keeps looking at me every day when I come down here, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably build something. I'm gonna have to hang the camera from the rafters here just so y'all can see it.
You know, I've been meaning to ask people about that shit because, like, some people actually, like, you see my camera. Of course, you can't really see it too well because I'm fading in and out of existence. But, like I still got to do some magic shit to get this camera right here. How do you guys mount your fucking camera so it looks straight down and it doesn't interfere with anything you're doing? How do y'all do that? Is it really hanging from the ceiling? Do y'all got some, like, modern scaffolding contrivance to get that camera, like, right here? Bam! Or am I missing something basic?
I think they got something that goes to the back of their chair, like an arm.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Or something like that, or like just a giant stand.
I mean, because, like, I guess you see that from recorded shows, in which case you can do whatever the hell you want. But, like, you do a live show, a lot of people don't usually do that because God knows you got to see the face. You got to look at people.
Right.
I need to keep my hand, like, right here so you can tell I'm not, like, you guys don't think I got infinity stones and I'm dead. He's gone.
Hey, can you make a make a goblin appear?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Right? Abracadabra.
Poof.
Look at that.
I have a goblin here.
That was pretty good. I just ripped that one off the top of my head. I'm like, what do you got laying around?
Yeah, there's a guy. Even with Pacer involved, Pacer's attached to it.
Nice.
I keep meaning to show that tech. I'm sorry. It's really, you know, like, in our world, every little thing is a tech and it's small, but, like, that's the key you got to remember. I mean, a simple paperclip is a tech, but this one, did I ever mention Pacer stands for Paperclip Range Extender? That's actually what it is. And, like, this goblin right here, that's what it is. You see where it's sitting? It has to sit like that. You can paperclip the nose, but the key is to actually having it extend beyond the nose. Any of your short range planes, if you have that, you stick a paperclip in the nose and then extend it beyond the nose so it's like ghostly. Try that with your planes and tell me what happens. Seriously, try that with your planes and tell me what happens. It's fucking amazing. I got to show you the clips I've got of, like, this particular plane, as well as a coyote, and I think a vampire. No, it was a banshee. A banshee with Pacer in it. Oh my God, you would not believe, dude. Goblin's the worst because if any of you guys have seen Goblin, there's not really many pictures and definitely not any videos because Goblin is a piece of crap, really. But don't tell him I said that. Goblin's not really, like, it's my trainer, so it doesn't have to be great, and it's not. But with Pacer on board, dude, it's like it flies about as far as Coyote does. So it's like it's miraculous when it changes. Like, yeah, I highly recommend. Like, it's a simple tech, but boy, it can turn your short range plane into a medium and perhaps even a long range really freaking quick.
Now, do you attribute that to just being the weight?
Yes.
The weight added to it?
It's a double effect. It's not just the weight, because you could achieve the weight simply by putting the paperclip on the nose, like all the way, like you would expect. What this does is it alters the location of the weight along the body. So, like, your center of gravity in a regular goblin without the paperclip would be here. But because this extends the body out with weight, the center of gravity alters so it's more forward. And this gets really scientific, and I'm going to explain it more in layman's terms, but I bet you somebody like Y13 could tell you it better. The center of gravity moves forward, but that also means the glidability, like where it would come from because of the lift pushing on the body, would also center out to be more along the actual square area, the bigger area of the wing, as opposed to up in the front. This is why Goblin tumbles, because lighter weight and right at the nose. It tumbles because the center of gravity being up near the front, this is where the lift occurs, up here, where obviously you see there's not a lot of wing. But with this move forward, the lift appears over here, and it balances it out. So it doesn't stutter or stumble anymore. It actually just glides. That is more of a key than even just the weight. And that is why, Like a lot of planes, if you take and put weight, like seriously, put a paperclip at the back end of any of your planes and see what happens. They ain't gonna fly. They ain't gonna fly for shit. You gonna burn them. But yeah, that is more the key. And the double beauty of the Pacer is you're not changing the body shape. It is still your plane. All you're doing is adding the paperclip, and the plane, because of dynamics, thinks there's weight in a place where there is no plane. So in other words, it thinks the plane's like 2 inches longer than it really is, without it being that way because of that weight. All you're doing is shifting the center of gravity. That makes all the difference.
But now have this been confirmed on, say, like Exile or Phase, where
you should definitely try it on an Exile for sure. I would.
Yeah.
I can try a Phase, but I think one of the reasons why Phases glide as good as they do is because that center of gravity is already about as prime as it's going to be.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like the wingspan per plane. Does that make a difference as far as the center of gravity, the extra weight in the nose? I mean, is this only good on shorter, fatter birds, or maybe longer, skinnier birds?
No, I would definitely think that. It's definitely better on shorter, fatter birds. It's one of the reasons why, I didn't put a video up yet. Or did I? I don't even remember now. But I did say, like, no, I did. I talked about it. I would recommend it on the shorter range. I wouldn't exactly, you should test it for sure, and I will myself. But I wouldn't recommend it on the long range. I don't think it's going to alter them in the way you want them to be altered. Because
it's not going to add anything to them, really.
If you've already got if you already got the perfect glider because of the weight balance, it's probably going to fuck that up. Plain and simple. It's probably going to mess it up. But if you got something that is on the verge, is on a bubble, that Pacer could probably take it over the edge. You could probably have every plane flying like XL if you did that shit.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything out of a stunter. I didn't put it on Vampire yet because Vampire being the stunter it is, I don't think I will do it, but I don't think it's gonna, I don't think it would do that. I think it would still stunt. I'd have to put a paperclip like that long on it.
I was gonna say you have to, put one gigantically out there.
Yeah, like double its length.
Right.
Only then would it, and it probably still wouldn't work because you're missing a lot of wing up here that would, like, change
Contour
it up.
The air.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean this would catch a lot of wind, but this wouldn't, so it'd probably flop.
Right.
Banshee,
it'd probably just go straight down.
Yeah, Banshee it works. And I do have a Banshee here. Banshee it works because Banshee does have that, although it's a little bit more weighted in the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
but it's longer though.
Yeah, it's longer, so it moves moving the center of gravity up. It does just enough to get the peak of where the wind goes during a glide stage just right. Mm-hmm. I will point out that actually it doesn't affect Banshee as much. It really affects Coyote and Goblin, so it could be part of a design thing. And I leave that for y'all to test. You could put it on every one of your birds. You could find out that actually is the situation. Stunters, no. Interceptors, obviously not. Gliders, yeah, probably not, because your best glider, you've already found that peak location. You've already found, that's the weight it wants to be, that's the length it wants to be, that's the width it wants to be. It's gliding that good because of that. Right. So,
and that's the exact story of what 16 is doing. Is like it literally is just right now the perfect combination of everything.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he could recreate it. This is dude, I spent 700 planes trying to recreate 67, 172, and 212 and 311. I mean, yes, I remember their names because they're that good. But you'll notice I'm in the 700s. I get one every 100. I mean, come on.
I was just saying, I dare you to try to recreate 62.
Oh my god, dude! I don't think it's possible. I can. Don't get me wrong. I can build it from memory. I know how to do it, but whether or not it's gonna fly exactly like that, dude, it's a crapshoot.
There's too many variables.
Yeah. One thing I did notice. Okay, I can extend a little bit more knowledge on you guys that I've been doing this 40 years and I just learned this. For fuck's sake, seriously, keep up with me on this one. All right. One thing that you guys might have done in the past, even the last plane you built, all right? Okay. I tell you about symmetry all the time, right? It's crucial to keep like the wings, everything the same. So you got your folds, right? Okay, hopefully you can follow this because I know I'm backgrounding and shit. But so like obviously you see the wing here and the winglets, they match, right? That's symmetry. That's what you're trying to do, right? One thing I just freaking learned the other day and I had an epiphany, and this is what I'm saying, I'm always learning. If you have to make the top of the wing here, like this is more important, I feel, when you're folding. God, I'm fading in and out. This right here, the leading edge, this is where the leading edge is. This is the top of the wing, right? If you have to fold this to meet this, you're changing the layout of this wing. Like if you get one, it's the second wing is always going to mess you up. The first one is what sets the tone because you're like, oh, I don't want it to be this size, right? So if you fold the second one, if the second one doesn't match anywhere along the line here, the trailing edge, the winglet, the leading edge, which is where I think you should match. You want the definite same wing area. If this thing doesn't make that meet, what you're going to do, and I know you'll do it because I do it, you'll try to like alter this wing and like use your finger to like put it down or put it up, whatever you got to do to match that up. You just fucked the plane up. It's that simple. You just fucked the plane up. I just learned this because I had to do this with one of the axe planes I built at work. When I altered that, I realized that it made the wing pocket billow because I'm putting that, like, instead of it being a straight line, all of a sudden I'm making that wing kind of curve at the core. So it took it out all the way to the wingtip, and therefore the wing billowed, and the pocket went out, and the back end of the plane, instead of, like, having what you would normally have, it has, like, an arc down, it actually went straight. So it screwed the entire plane. I'm like, just because of that stupid fold I made to make the wings the same, I jacked the entire plane up.
Makes sense because that happens to me a lot.
It happens to me a lot. I guarantee you that's why I've ruined 500 phases. No shit. Because that damn crucial element, and like I said, there I go. Like, how many years on? Phase 1's rolled out in 85. How many have I ruined? Because I know I've done this. I know I've done it. I know I've done it a lot.
And I know when you first started teaching me that, like, that's what you're saying. You want to make everything match. You want to make it all symmetry. You want to make it all almost perfect.
Yeah, which is crucial.
And it's crucial, but then you also got to not do that and pushing the structure of the wing out because, you can even see it on Exile here too. I got billowing, although they look exactly the same, billowing wing pockets. So, maybe if those were straighter, who knows? Maybe this would fly even better.
Yeah, and like I said, like if there's any, that really sucks because that's like a tiny fold. I mean, like, okay, Jason did it in his one. Did you watch that Jason video that I was talking about? We as IVPAC commented on it, and he was saying, like, it's a shorter video for him, and it just shows you building a plane like this, ironically, like Exile, where the wing pockets are down. Mm-hmm. He doesn't favor this either because it leaves a lot of this exposed to the air. And I get that, which is why I've always tucked the pockets on the top. But that's neither here nor there. He origami, so he doesn't like to tape or like glue or anything like that, which we could take this out if we did. But again, one of the things that it points out is if you the disgusting part about it, everybody does this. I use my fingernail, but like people use marbles. People use coins. You use the handle of your scissors. If you can't take the pressure, like that's what we're doing. We're applying the pressure here in order to be able to like crease the plane. Because you want to make those folds like as tight as possible, as sharp as possible.
As sharp as possible, yeah.
The problem is, if any of those folds is wrong, you just made a crease and altered the angle of the wing, and you screwed it up.
Yep, and it'll never fly straight.
And it'll never fly right. It'll never fly right. You may as well just burn the plane. That little thing just screwed it up.
I don't know how many times I've just chucked the plane in the garbage because I've done that.
Yeah. It really pisses me off that I've gone through life and 1,000 birds and only gotten 20 good flyers out of that shit because of that very reason. And like I said, I just realized this just now. Y'all could have told me this. Anybody, I know y'all been flying. That Japanese dude that's like outstanding at building, or even Toda-san. I mean, like, they've been building this longer than I have. And granted, they use balsa wood gliders and stuff with cardstock, but The point is, they got to have known. They could have told me this like 20 years ago, and I've been, oh, yeah, so, okay. I could have got that. Paper airplanes are difficult, dude. Any of y'all that think it's like a simple thing, yeah, that's great when you're 7. But when you're trying to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish, this shit gets hard. This is art. This is art. Origami is even more art, but this is real art. I mean, like, anybody that builds origami animals, that's fine. They don't have to worry about them flying and flying good. But if you're flying origami aircraft where you can fold that many times, you have that many times, infinite amount of times to screw them up.
Yep. And again, that goes back to any bird that does fly well. Like I said, 62, 311, 16 for me. You know, just everything went perfect for that plane. That's why it's flying. And you'll never be able to recreate it. You'll never be able to duplicate it.
Yeah, so Abby, it's not a matter of
which sucks. I mean, it does suck. I wish all of our planes fucking, I wish, like you were saying, we can just have an assembly line that you can push out 300 of these and they're all exactly the same.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. Like, I can't even imagine, dude. It's paper. I don't even think you could do it.
No, I don't think so either.
I bet if you got those, if any of you guys have been to, I mean, nowadays probably not a lot because God knows it's hard to find them, but like bookstores used to have, well, they still do. There's paper airplane books in the bookstores. And quite often, actually, there's one where it comes with an example in it. I bet you even 2 of those won't fly the same.
Right, yep.
Because you're dealing with paper. There's no way to get the paper exactly the same every time.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, I mean, again, someone could have folded it just one wrong crease. So the paper could be just a little bit more moist than the other one. I mean, there's just so many variables.
So, like, that's the key. I mean, that's going in deep to the art, the play, the hobby of paper plane folding. That's going in real deep. And it could turn a lot of people off to it because it's like, oh my God, it's that complicated. Screw that. But, you know, I mean, personally, I don't see it that way. I like the art aspect of it. I want to try to better it. I want to try to put little things on it that make, okay, well, I just messed it up. Maybe if I altered something back here, I can get it back. You know, that's the tweaking I like to do. Which,
well, and
again,
I think
brings 700 planes.
Right. Well, I think Exile actually didn't have, or 16 here, sorry, didn't have a tail to it. And it just wasn't working. And then I think I did a tail, worked a little bit better. And then I'm like, you know what, screw it. So I cut the tail in half, and I was able to create this type of X tail that 16 does. And after I did that, that's what happened and got that major flight. So, just the little tweaks on a plane that does mediocre or even average and good. A little tweak here, a little tweak there, more weight, less weight. I don't even know how many techs are there.
Dude, I've got like 52 listed.
So I mean, if you put any one of the 52 on there, or all of them, which I know you can't do, but you put 10 techs on there and only 9 of them work. Well, who knows?
Yeah, and you wouldn't even want to put that many on there because then you'll be like, you literally kill it. You'll be like, okay, which one did make it work?
Right.
You could
build. That's why
10 of them offers you 100 possibilities.
Actually, and that's why you can do. That's why you can just increase your force too, like 700 phases, because you can do 1 tech per bird and see what happens.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I've done, and that's also why, like, for some fucking miracle, phase 3's basic are usually the ones that get flown.
Right.
Or it's the fact they're more combat ready because, again, like, am I going to want to give you one that's all teched out? Lose one to the enemy? Hell no. I'm going to want you to get the basic one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely put the wing pockets at the top. I mean, again, I've got 500 plus that attest to the fact that wing pockets at the top are good. I mean, like, they're at least good. I mean, like, this has worked for people. I don't belittle this. Obviously, look at 16. 16's fucking outstanding. He made it work, but he made that one work.
Well, and in all actuality, there's tape all the way down the fucking, like I said, halfway down the line. So there's not a lot of area of where the wind can hit those underneath pockets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
along the fuselage. So in actuality, yeah, I built it with the wing pockets down, but it's kind of technically like if the folds were pushed on top and put on the inside. If that kind of makes sense.
They're all the way down. They're taped down. They're held.
They're taped all the way down. They're held down. There's no way that there's any way that air can get into those areas and cause the plane to wobble or do whatever, you know.
See, so
So,
what Jason was talking about on his channel was like having those up, but since he doesn't tape, it would leave him exposed. So something like
Right.
this, which is what Exile would be. This is a phase 3. It just has to be. It's having to be flipped, which is considered a tech with me. It's just a plane. All it is flipped. But again, as Exile, right now with no tape, all of this is exposed. Now, of course, with this plane, that might be fine. You wouldn't know until you flew it. Like Jason's talking about, like, yeah, it obviously creates more drag. You could have problems with that. You could, but it could also be great. You don't know until you fly it. Now with Dalton, the KIA's got his over there, and again, it's taped down. So he just eliminated what Jason was talking about, where all that stuff doesn't get exposed. How far back would you say, like to here, beyond the wing pockets?
It's let's see, where's the
He's measuring for us.
Oh yeah, 2 centimeters back from the wing pockets, from the
Okay.
edge of the.
So it's enough to catch it down. See, and even that right there, like he's already told you about the cardstock. The tape adds more weight too. So it's actually more weight along that spine to about, like, say right there. Basically the center of gravity of that aircraft.
I was gonna say probably, yeah, center of gravity. Yep.
Yep. So it's like right enough to catch the wing pockets to hold them on the bird, and then a little bit more. I don't know exactly where 2 centimeters is. Well, let's go with right there though.
Yeah.
I need to get me another one of these mats that has inches or not inches on it. That way I can just do that. Are you using a ruler?
Yeah, I got a ruler. Yeah.
I have one of those. Maybe I should just be using this damn thing instead of complaining about it. I am what I am, and what I am sometimes is a freaking idiot. But yeah, so like you're doing that, and like he just showed you, so it's like I guess those must be centimeters. So 2 centimeters back.
Yeah, about 2 centimeters. Yeah.
Okay, so dude, look at me go! I'm learning my metric. I was about right. That's about where it is. So yeah, so like you're trying to 2 centimeters back from where the wing pockets come down. So it is, yeah, that's about where your center of gravity is.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, because yeah, I mean, it feels like a pretty hefty amount of tape on the nose, plus the cardstock, and then plus tape down the fuselage. I mean, that's a lot of weight in the front.
That is a lot of weight. I mean, right there, that solves your problem. I can guarantee you that's why your plane did not fly it, because you did not have that. You didn't know. So,
yeah,
because like I said, it's just a phase 3.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know to do that, I wouldn't have done that, even if I built a phase 3. All I did what you did. You got the folds. I just taped that nose down. If I folded it down, yeah, I'd probably tape this down a little bit. But even I would have did what KIA did. I wouldn't have put a strip of tape all the way down there. I probably would have just put a little bit here and maybe a little bit in the back end to hold that together.
Yeah. Which actually, I don't know. Maybe I did, because it looks like there's some tape. No, okay, there's not. There is a little bit more, a little piece of tape in the back, very edge of the fuselage.
Yeah.
Right before the tail, but like a very small chunk. I'd say probably like half a centimeter.
Okay, so that's just to hold the back end down?
Just to hold the back end down, so the back end's not spreading out.
Okay, so he's even got that there. So again, I mean, if you didn't do that, that's where your problem lies. So he basically, yeah, he taped. That's almost complete reinforcement of the plane.
So yeah, I mean, it's basically like if you would have just reverse built it, the pockets to the top.
Okay.
It had all the folds on the inside, because that's basically what I did, because there's no, like you're saying, reinforce the whole line of the fuselage.
Yeah. And because basically he's saying it's like right here, just to hold
Right.
that together. So,
Yeah.
Abby, when you were talking about it, when you mentioned the flight and you were folding it, you didn't have to worry about taping it down to fold it. You could just tape it down at the end result, so everything would be held. You just got to worry about getting those wing pockets a little flat. Dalton, you don't have like your wing pockets taped down, do you? They're out, right?
No, they're not. They're not taped down. I don't know if it will show it or not.
Oh my
See
god,
the
you got a little bit
test.
of a fold going on back there at the tail end.
Oh yeah. The X-wing is really bad. That's hard to tell, but no, they are not. There we go.
No, yeah, yep, you're right. There, I see it. There's a little bit of an out, yeah. So it's not
They're
even
both-
stall proofed.
No, they're not.
Okay, so yeah, and it still flies good. So, I mean, like, don't get me. I've done it. I've used glue. I've used double-sided tape, and I've taped them down. But it's not always 100%. And I mean, once again, I'm not advertising for that, and I don't have it patented. I just call it stall proofing. I mean, mostly because I felt that when I've Kay knows this, I've described it to him, but I thought like when you put wing pockets on the top, and you take the plane, you throw it, and if it stalls, if it's gonna stall, if the wing pockets deploy like he has it, if they're poofed out, the wind's gonna, like when the plane doubles back, the wind's gonna go up into the nose and cause it to dip. It'll it'll create a full on stall.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that like at least if you tape those down, it quote unquote stall proofs it. And no, it's with phases, I can
chance there. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you with phases, it's 100% effective. I would not say that works on every plane.
No,
I mean,
it's
javelins
not,
are
because
fucking
I've done a
stall proof.
couple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Apex is stall proof. I also know that, and I also know like any attack planes you got, dive bombers, vampires, those just their flight plan is to stall. So I mean, that's part of what they do and what they are.
Right.
But like phases just needed that little extra. No, you don't have to stall proof them if you just keep the wing pocket down. So usually you can get that effectively with just the folds along the fuselage. You don't even have to worry about the wing because it'll tuck in just right.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
Well, and
design.
it also helps, like you're saying, if you don't kind of mess up the wings when you're first building it, that create those wing pockets to bellow. If you can keep them as flush to the wing as possible,
Yeah,
there's
that's
still gonna
true.
be there's still going to be some air that's going to get in there because, I mean, it's air and the pockets will open. But the more crisp you can make all your folds, the more it's going to make your wing pockets stick to the wings.
Yes.
I mean, obviously tape and glue is, more of an option, but then you got to think you're adding weight to the wings, which is going to cause disruption.
Gliders feel that a lot worse, especially if you're expecting a lot out of your glider. Yeah, I mean, like if you expected to, again, if you expected the phase glide, you can't mess with the weight balance. If you're gonna weight it in the back, you better re-rate it in the front to balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
You start moving that center of gravity back, it's not gonna be what you think it is. I mean, I would test fly it, but yeah, you can't. It's so delicate a procedure moving that center of gravity. That's like the worst thing. I mean, like, yeah, there's a sweet spot, but there's even a millimetric sweet spot on it. And that lies into where, like the wing area is catching most of the wind, especially with the gliders. Obviously, you don't have to worry about it with shorter stunters and stuff like that. But when you're dealing with a plane that has that kind of shape, the phase, not Apex, excuse me, the XL kind of shape, yeah, because the plane is so long. There's such a that actually fights against you a little bit. I learned that early on. Like that long is like, okay, so I have to have a certain wing area to meet up to make sure it glides right. And I think like obviously like Chaos versus XL, phase 2 versus phase 3.
Right.
That slanted trailing edge, you're obviously losing a bit of wing area. But like in real aircraft, that slanted trailing edge, it's not like, I mean, okay, it makes it look like a F-22, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've obviously found that wing works because we never built that on aircraft before. But that's essentially like, you've seen on airliners, a lot of them adding winglets to the tips now because it reduces the drag they produce.
Right.
Like the spiraling drag off the wingtips is gone now with winglets. That's actually what we're doing with slanting the trailing edge. When you keep it squared, you square off the winglets that we have on phases, on Chaoses and stuff like that. And if you ever get a chance to use smoke on them, you'll see that it actually curls up and traps in there. That helps them glide, but the longer it stays, the more buffeting occurs. So when we do the slanted trailing edge, It eliminates that. That's why these fly better than twos than Chaos does. Because that forward slant trailing edge takes that buffeting away, and therefore they glide. Even though they rock, you'll notice that on some of their flights, they rock a lot.
Yeah, they'll go like this.
Yeah, that's actually because they like that Y shape that they have inherent. That the wings like to be up, but I don't know why, they just do. But yeah, that slanted trailing edge provides a lot less of that drag that winglets provide on real wings, and they go farther.
And they just look cool.
And they just look cool. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get my force to look all like modern, like by duplicating many Air Forces designs.
Yeah,
Except for
well,
canards. I can't put canards on stuff. That's just wrong.
It's just every time I see something that you put out there, I mean everything. You got Diamant, you got Goblin, and you got Banshee. Banshee for sure is just freaking insane.
Coyote or like
Coyote.
that.
Yeah, I mean just like that's just so crazy. The only one that I can say that's different for me is like Sector 2. It's like completely just, it doesn't look like your normal plane, whereas like Phase 2, Exile, Phase 3, I mean any of those, they all kind of like look normal, I guess, to me. I don't know, but when you get to the more abstract like Banshee, Sector 2, it just really gives, when you look at it, you don't think it's going to fly, and then all of a sudden it freaking flies like crazy.
Yeah. That's that's all like learning their balances and stuff like that. I'm really proud of this one. This is an X. This is what you guys have to look forward to. I can be giving you these guys right here. So, but like if you watch that video, if you saw like, yeah, you would think this is a Coyote, but this is one of the X birds ready to go. Mm-hmm. So, and yeah, these fly outstanding. At least like if you watch the short, you got an idea. I think this is the one in the short. I believe this is the one in the short. I could be wrong, but either way, I've got it here. And you guys, like, just looking at them without, like, looking at them, you can tell they're different, but they're not that different. But, like I said, this would be, like, a Lot 1 aircraft. This one's a lot different than those, but still, they fly good.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's my total export bird, that's coming out for it. So, I don't know if you guys are interested, but, hey. I'm hoping like it's not a matter of, I know a lot of people look at it and say like, oh, I want to build my own plane. Well, the thing is like this is what your jump start is. I'm not offering and saying like I'm gonna build your whole fleet for you. No. Right. But maybe you need an infusion of ideas, so you take this and like, I never thought of that. Now you got like 8 more designs out of that one plane.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking at. That's how I see the exports.
That's what's going to help me, because I build a lot of mine, or at least I start trying to, and I feel like they always start the same. It's always like the same 2 to 3 folds. Now, if I'm going to export, take that, I can find out what kind of folds you do, and I can try to implement it into maybe other birds. Maybe I can start building an Exile and then put this other fold in there, a different fold here, a different fold there. Exactly. And then all of a sudden, now I have a whole new bird.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I see nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah, and then that was my story when I started, is that you gave me Phase 2. That's why it's Phase 2 is Chaos. Chaos is a Phase 2.
Yeah.
Because that was a contracted build between me and Dave, me and Sil. Because I needed to go somewhere. I mean, I had one. The normal high school or middle school bird that you always build, which was lightning back in the day. God, you remember that one?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
But I mean, that's just your generic. I mean, everyone has built a lightning sometime in their life, because it's literally 3 folds.
Yeah, mine was called the Bull, and actually I took it and did like, well, you did 3 folds, so basically that was, NASA's knows this. That was Draco, the flying bus, as we like to call it. That's where you started when you were like, yeah, that's your first foray into building a plane.
Right.
Or that was the 10-second plane. You remember the 10-second plane.
The 10-second plane, yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's where I got my starts. Then when you gave me Phase 2, then I was like, okay, well, now I can implement and try to start doing different folds or different things. And, you're going to have a lot that are not going to work, and there's going to be a lot that fail, even if you do get to like a completed a completed flight status, a lot of them are not going to work. Then you just go and start tweaking things, and you just keep tweaking and keep trying to do different ideas. And then one day you're going to end up with a 16 or a 62,
Yeah, right.
311. You're just one day something's going to click and it's going to work, and you're going to be like, oh my god.
And you'll probably slap yourself when you do it because it's like, oh man. But or you won't because it will be that one, like the one
Right.
that you remember when we were at La Follette that Mark had to go crazy chasing down that Venom that I
Yeah,
had.
that was the Venom, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I'll never be able to do that again.
Yeah.
It's worse for me on that particular plane because Venom, I already lost. That's the only plane I've ever lost to like history, even though I'm pretty sure I've got it right. However, that one is so one off, it isn't even funny. That one was even more an epitome of getting it right than phases are.
Yeah.
I mean, that one takes taco over 172. I couldn't tell you how to do it because I cut the weight in so many different stages. I know how I built it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I did the cuts, because the nose is folded 4 times, and I did cuts in different stages. Like I might have folded it at the second time, then cut, then fold it again, then cut. Instead of like I folded it 4 times, then cut it. No, I didn't do that. I cut it when I folded it different times, and that's what I mean. Like, oh my God, getting that right. Believe me when I say that actually changes the weight balance because you're cutting out different sections of weight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I would have cut it when I folded it the 4th time, I'd have cut out like maybe, to use an example because it's not accurate, but I might have cut out a whole ounce. But if I backtracked and cut it at the second fold, there's only a couple grams. I hope I'm saying that right. Are grams bigger than ounces? I don't even know.
I don't know either. But say you cut out like a half an ounce if you did it 2 steps earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if I did it 2 steps earlier, it's a half ounce versus like a full ounce at the 4th step. So that's what I mean. Like that's why that one-off is so. Venom's not like that anyway, but that's why it's so like complicated.
Right.
Venom 10, which is what it's named right now, is sitting in the palace for that reason. It will never fly again because that's like I gotta get this right. Like when did I cut it and where?
Right.
And then when you see it, I mean, I could give you a tutorial on it, but even I would be like, I don't know if I could do it. Abby's asked, and I'm like, I don't know if I could do it because I don't know when I cut the folds. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I could have done it. When you see it, you would realize, like, oh shit. Now I know why you don't know.
Right.
It's like, and like some of your planes, man, you gotta hope. We build in IVPAC, we build them like what we consider combat ready. And like, obviously, the more complex they are, the less we want to lose them to combat, lose them to the enemy, balling them up. Because if you put this much time and effort into them, you're like, damn it, no, I can't lose this. So sometimes they are basic. So obviously, we're trying to get the best flight out of the basic birds. And then we spend all the rest of our time tweaking and tootling so we can get tech on them. But we'll never fly tech in combat because if you lose the tech, you're going to be pissed.
But you also, you might have to put some tech on it though, to make it combat ready.
Oh yeah, definitely. But then you're trying to do the trade off of like, okay, how much tech can I lose before I don't get mad at myself anymore?
Right,
you know,
and that's why that's why you don't want to lose the one-off birds or the ones that have a lot of tech on it because it's just like okay, I'm like you're just explaining your story. You're never gonna duplicate another Venom.
Not like that.
Not like that. Yeah. So
Venom that particular one that we're thinking of, which I think is number 31.
Hall of Fame someday.
I think it's number 31. We'll go with that. I'm pretty sure it's number 31. Anyway, but that Venom in particular is like, yeah, that one never be duplicated. I might get another one similar to that, but believe me, I'm going to strive to get another one similar to that.
Right.
I'm hoping they're all like that, but they're never like, dude, we're up to the whim of our like fingerprints and toes. It's like, no, I can't duplicate every fold and cut. And my God, like, I don't know how sensitive. When you're dealing with paper, I'd like to think that they're not so sensitive that if like you make a slight angle difference, like just that one where like this one's like this angle, this one's like this angle, so you're leaving like a sliver of paper. I'd love to think that doesn't make that much of a difference, but damn it, it could.
Yeah.
It definitely can if it's
I
exposed.
feel like it does, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely can if it's exposed. If it's inside the body, no, probably not. That much weight the plane might not notice.
Right.
But if it's exposed and you leave that, like this again, another prime example. Like, and again, if y'all want to see a great example of it, I suggest you try it once. Put the slanted trailing edge on one wing and leave it off the other wing and see what the plane does.
Yeah.
Actually, phases don't fly that bad with that, but they're still crazy, and that's the asymmetricality we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one of those dollar words I want my money for right there. Asymmetricality.
Yeah, up to $2 now.
Yeah, up to $2. I don't think I could do that shit again.
Right.
But yeah, you almost need a guy in the cockpit to fly your plane for you and fly it right if you want to do asymmetricality. Look, to that extent, they'd never fight that off. Paper airplanes would never fight that off. They'd just spiral into the ground and die.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walk up to them and stomp them.
Yeah, right. And usually you have to anyway because your nose is all screwed up.
Yeah. Javelins, planes like Javelins, I think that's one of the reasons why, like I always said, interceptors, simple to build. Any plane you get pissed off at, you can turn into an interceptor.
Yeah.
Just throw some weight in the nose, wrap some putty around it, wrap 22 sheets of tape on there.
Yeah.
Put a
Just use
penny
the
in there.
all tape. Yeah.
Yeah, a phase will become an interceptor. You put a penny in the nose, trust me.
Nice.
That I have done.
Yeah.
I mean, like, NASA's, goddamn, it had to be a year and a half ago, asked me about that. And you asked me about that, like, way back in the day. But you said, like, you ever had, like, tried making it shorter? And I did. I actually made, when it was still a phase 1, even though I was going to block 2, the name phase 2s before they became 2s, I built one where they wouldn't be this long because I folded the sheet before I did any other folds.
Yeah.
So the nose was heavier. I called it the Phase 1H because it had a hard nose, had a heavier nose, and it flew a lot more like an interceptor.
Yeah.
It had some glide, but like it was nowhere near what you're used to. But again, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, you give it extra weight up there that it's not used to having, boom, there it goes.
Yep. And it can corkscrew, it can do everything, but it's going to go that far.
So basically, again, Abby, what we're saying, though, is you did it right. You did everything right. You just didn't do the things that we didn't know about.
Yeah, a couple small details, which, again, is my fault for not getting a tutorial out there and not being on the shows and stuff. But, just give that a try. Put the cardstock in the nose, tape up to the wing pockets underneath if you're going to do it underneath. And give it just a little bit of tape in the back end of the by the tail. Give that a try. Those are all things, and try one at a time too. Don't do all three at once because maybe yours will not need all three. So do the cardstock on the nose first. Try it, fly it, see if it flies. If it flies like crap, then keep the cardstock in there. Put the tape along the fuselage. Still flies like crap, then put the tape on the tail end. Still flies like crap, then I don't know. But I mean, at that point, it's just a lot of trial and error. Maybe you don't need the cardstock, and maybe you need the fuselage and the tail tape. There's just out of those three things there's like 10 different things you can try. Maybe just do tape on the tail. Just do that. No cardstock and no fuselage tape. So just things. Try those three things out, mix them up, try different variations of it, and I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll get a flight just like mine then.
But you'll probably end up with 30 planes before the end of it.
Right, but that's 30 more times that you can perfect on building the plane.
Yeah, who knows? You could find one. You could find a better one. I mean, like seriously, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. There could be a better one in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could alter, like, the one thing that you really actually, like, okay, everything that he suggested you can duplicate to a degree. The one thing that you may get wrong is those tailplanes, that little X that he's got in the back. I mean, we can measure them, but if you get a little bit of a cut, a little bit wrong, it's going to be different. So, but that's neither here nor there. The reason why it worked for KIA was because he based it off of the ones that I have on Phase 4s. That's still the same kind of thing. I've made them that small. I've made them bigger than that. Phase 4 standard is bigger than that. But I've made them even bigger than a standard 4. It's just they don't like them that big.
Right.
And again, like, there's a sweet spot. You just have to find the sweet spot. And it may take you a few planes to do it. But you got the build right. You just need to duplicate the weights.
Yeah.
Even the one that you got. Yeah, the one that you got sucks. But you know what? I bet that's why it sucks. You didn't know. We didn't know. Nobody knew that much weight was on there and that much stuff was taped down. If you do that taping, yeah, I bet you'll have it. At least you'll have a lot closer to it.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, again, it's a proven design.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's a Phase 3. You can say Exile. I don't really consider it because I only got one that flies this good, but it's still a proven plane because it's still the design has been proven to fly.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you're so you are correct that you're building it right. It's just that you got to do the little manipulations of the weight to make sure you actually get it, you know, on par.
I actually don't even know if Abby, I don't know. Did you tape the nose? I think we suggested you tape the nose, right? You would have told him that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, I don't believe in any planes that don't have taped noses.
It's hard not to. It really is. I mean, there's some planes that it works with, but very, very few. I mean, seriously, very few. Vampire works without it, but your Stunters probably would.
Well, he stapled the nose. I mean, again, I don't know. I've never done staples. I'm kind of still on that. I just staples is hard for me to use.
Everybody's got their one thing. Yeah, yeah. NASA's doesn't like to cut his. He doesn't like to staple. I don't like to staple either, but I don't like to staple like Pharaoh would staple the center of gravity, and boy, his planes worked.
That's where I was going with that. Yep.
Yeah, his worked. I've never been able to get mine to work that well with a staple in the center of gravity, but he could. He exported to Phase 1 too. He called it the stealth one. Basically, he did a little difference, but he did that with almost all of them. Damn, they were awesome, dude. You'd have to see them to believe him. I don't know how the hell he got that to work, but he got it to work.
That's crazy.
And there wasn't you look at these and you're like, if you tape the nose, you put a staple there, yeah, okay, you're not affecting the weight too much, but damn it, you are.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It is. So it's like, man, how do I put a staple in the center and not put one in the nose to counterbalance that? That's what I get every time I do it. It's like, it's not going to work. But that's not what he did, and it worked. God, it was frustrating.
It's just that itch that you're like, okay, if I do it in the middle, I have to do it somewhere else because there's no way this is going to work.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And like, I mean, again, this is why I look forward to the Apex, and this is why the Apex. He's mentioned that. This is why I look forward to exporting, and this is why I don't think exporting harms you, because I exported that, he took it, he bettered it. Matter of fact, he bettered it so much, I can't do it. It's my plane, and I can't do it.
Yeah, right.
So, like I said, me building a plane for you and you using it to death doesn't mean diddly. It's your plane if you can make it better than what I made it. Especially if I can't use it the way you make it, then it's your plane.
Yeah, I was just gonna say maybe the Phase 1 goes back to him then.
Yeah, right.
I mean that variant, yeah.
And to be fair, that was a 1M back when it was called a 1M, which means it was a Phase 2. But in any case, that's neither here nor there. The fact is, he made it better. So fucking hey, that's all I expect. That's what I expect. Yeah. Whenever I'm offering it up for export, that's what I'm expecting. Is like, no, dude, it ain't like I just built it. You take it and you run with it. I'm gonna help you run with it, but you run with it. That's your baby.
Yeah.
Like it's a little different with like, okay, Hagataka that you've got there that I designed. I completely designed that with NASA's in mind, and then I gave it to him. That it's kind of an export, except the difference between that and the Axe program is, I mean, like I designed it with him in mind. I named it, and it's kind of our product, but then he gets it all. Like he gets the manufacturing process. I have two, but I put them in the palace. Unless he gives me the okay, I'm not going to fly them. They're not going to be in my fleet, nothing. The Axe program, the difference is I'm going to work it. It's not going to be in my fleet, but I'm going to work it in any kind of like mods that do work. While you guys work it, you get. So it's like, hey, try this, or hey, put this on him from now on. This makes the plane better. So like we're working it in Cohab, but it's still yours. The only thing we're doing is working it in the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's like giving you a computer and I do the software. You get the hardware, I do the software. You just get the updates. That's basically what that is. So I mean, kind of, now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds a little similar, but it's I don't think so. I don't think it's like I said, we're not really turning this over to you, but we are. In either case, we don't keep still like in my force, my fleet, I'm not keeping the planes. But it's different when I completely turn it over to you where like I'm not going to help you with it, you figure it out.
Right.
Whereas the axes, it's like anything I figure out, you get. If you figure it out, that's on you. I won't put it on ours because we don't have ours. See what I mean? That's where I see the difference. I know that kind of sounds like a little like Vanilla Ice describing fucking Ice Ice Baby, but still, I'm justifying myself here, okay? Especially because I've never really just out and out, like, I've exported tons of phases. Seriously, I've exported phase 8 times. But this one is, like, true to form. Like, phases just got popular. Axe is like, okay, we're doing this, And hell, who knows? Hopefully I get you guys instigated, like, where you want to try it yourselves. Like, I'm going to export this.
Mm-hmm.
And give it to me. I know a lot of people are usually anxious to see like what I do with the creations, and I get that, but
the day that I can give you a plane that you haven't already built is gonna be pretty legendary.
Well, hey, yeah, I know, but don't say it that way. I mean, a plane that I haven't built, that's like every one of your fleet, seriously. I mean,
true. Right.
But because everybody, that's one of the things I'd like to think that is a core value of IVPAC is just like, no, your own designs, build your own design. And then like, because when we share it, it's like, wow, that's cool. I never thought of that. That's what I like about it is like, I never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the tech sheet is there for everybody to share. It's like, put the tech on there, give it a shot. I mean, if it sucks, it sucks. But if you find that one fucker that works, like 16, I mean, it's golden.
Yep. That is for sure.
You wouldn't want to build. You wouldn't want to build Apex. Apex just fucking. That's a point A to point B fighter. Do you need an interceptor that bad?
Right.
I showed. I can't remember. This was years ago now. Do you know? Do you know how to build a javelin?
No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I remember you showing me, but I couldn't do it offhand right now.
Right. Okay. Like I showed. I walked NASA through it on a show once. I think. Even though I don't believe the how to build is out there, I could be wrong. My official how to build is not out there. Obviously, it would be on my channel, but he was amazed at how that thing came to be. I mean, it's like,
well, yeah, the nose was like fucking a half an inch.
Yeah. It's. Well, I mean, dude, it's not that amazing. Apex has got the same kind of thing going on, dude.
No, yeah, for sure.
But like, you learned it. I don't know if you got like. You knew the general idea that if you fatten up that nose, you're going to get an interceptor. So it ain't that hard, But
I just want to know what I did wrong because I'd always split whenever I build it. If I built a bunch of them at one time, I split it between getting diamond. What is that called? Delta diamond? No, not Delta diamonds.
Yeah, no, that'd be right if you had a Delta diamond. Did you have a Delta diamond?
I'm not sure what. Just where it's kind of like more. The anhedros would kind of make a diamond at the very back, like a pointed in the back.
Yeah, so it'd be a Delta diamond. It'd be
okay. So like that, and then other times I get it where it's completely straight flat, and there's the flat trailing edge.
Like this here, right?
Yeah, similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that. Yeah, that's what we call the Delta diamond. This is a javelin. That's what we call the Delta diamond. I mean, like I don't know.
So I just don't know how I always switch between the two. I get a flat trailing edge, or I get the Delta diamonds. So it's like I don't know what I'm doing wrong there, but.
Do you have any apexes?
I do not right here.
Well, damn it, dude.
I think most of them are sitting upstairs in the on the line.
Oh, okay. So that's what. Okay. You'd have to get one. If you put out a show, or we do this again here shortly. Hopefully, we will. or hopefully you will. But if you see them, if you got them in the hand, you might be able to figure it out. Just because like it's got to be something where. What do you know what size sheet you use to start with?
It's a normal sheet.
Okay, so an A4 sheet. I'm saying the
Yeah.
A4 for everybody watching. It's 8.5 by 11 for us. So a normal sheet. So you must be, if you're getting a diamond versus not, you must be doing something like one of your first folds must be going further back versus not far back. Like
Well, I think,
I
yeah.
if I remember seeing how you do it, and it's been a while, but I think
It's-
you first fold it down, right?
It's half the short way,
Yeah.
and then fold those down, and fold those, and then fold a half again. Each side a half again.
I have got to get my tutorials out. Dude, I have got to get my tutorials out.
I need to do it too.
I got to lock that shit down the way I want it and then have them because, like I said, I got a perfect mental image. I'm working on it. I have a lot of it built, but like it's just got to be finally tweaked. You guys got to understand that, like, dude, doing shit on YouTube is a lot like doing shit on TV. You almost have to have like 13 producers to help you out. If you're doing it
Right.
solo, one video takes like 4 weeks to get out.
Mm-hmm.
To get it just so. I mean, granted, once I get it just so, it'll be easy to alter, but getting it just so, I'm looking for a particular look, and there's no way in hell I'm going to accept anything less than. I mean, I can
Right.
build you one right now, but I'm not going to do that because I want it to look cool first.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll start building them like crazy. But anyway, so yeah, you fold it once in half the short way, right? Or
Right.
not in
Yeah.
half, but down the short way.
Yeah, down the short way, and then take each side and fold it in half again.
Right. And see that I think that's where it is. I literally think it's the first one. It's like sometimes you fold a little farther than you do the other time because if you fold it farther, the delta diamonds will start to appear.
Right. Yeah,
Because
that
you'll
makes
start
sense.
kicking your wing folds back and out. That's how Javelin
Right.
gets it. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You can backtrack. Have you put any in your palace yet, or are they all still active?
I think most of them are active. I need to find. I think it was like 50 or something like that. That was the rocket test.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's going in the palace just because that is like, oh yeah, first one I launched rockets off of, and she still flies. Which I mean, again, being an interceptor, it's not hard for a thing to fly. It's so taped on the top side, it's ridiculous. It's literally just coated with tape because we needed to protect the paper.
Yeah. Okay.
That shit was crazy.
And
I could make that.
that's
Can make that attack. It would just call it some like burn proofing or something.
I like it. That's actually pretty cool.
But
Get
yeah,
your roundels, people. Gotta get that.
I know. I had like 4 sheets of those, and I cannot find them
Oh, you do? Oh, that's cool.
that were self-stick and everything.
Just like the ones I got, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was so pissed because I couldn't. I don't know. I had made them all, and then now I can't find them.
I gave you the thing, right?
Yeah.
You got the file for. Okay, so yeah, you could duplicate it. Yeah. I mean, if you
Well,
have
I mean-
if you have a color ink printer at home, you can do it yourself. But it's just simple to take the staples and have them do it.
Right.
The little girl. I remember when I took mine, and the little girl at the counter actually made conversation with me. What's that for? It looks kind of cool. And I told her it was I told her it was for, well, first of all, I told her it was for a sale because I was trying to test her out and see what she thought.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, that's neat." And I'm like, "Actually, no, I'm gonna throw it on a bunch of paper airplanes.
Yeah. Right.
It's just a symbol." And she's like, "Oh, I got a symbol," and she showed me a tattoo. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." Actually,
Nice.
it was really cool. I don't know if we were playing around, but it was kind of neat. So she's the one that started the conversation. It obviously,
Right,
but the
yeah.
impact symbols what caught her. So I would love to show you how to build anything, but as you see, I can't guarantee that I'm not gonna fade out of existence tonight. So
Yeah.
I'm having a bad fucking problem with this.
We're
I
gonna
don't
have
know why.
to work on that another day.
Yeah. So I'd have to. I don't know why mine is having such a problem. God damn, it's weird.
It's all my fault because I did that together mode.
Well, the thing is, I don't know, and we have to keep it like this because I don't know if I'd show up on camera if he didn't do this.
Right.
That's the only problem. I don't.
Yeah.
know
That's why I haven't touched it yet. Because I'm like, it'll just kill us then.
This being the Phase 6 that he's talking about. This is a Phase 6 Mark 1. I got the Mark 2 or the Mark 3. Which one would you even want, Abby? Would you want Mark 1, 2, or 3?
so stupid.
Hey, one of the things you got to do.
You got 10 phases, and you probably have 4 versions of each one.
Now, wait a minute. Now, it doesn't get that bad. Come on now. It's not that bad.
It's getting there.
It's getting there, but it's not that bad. I was excited, man, when I was talking with Robert from Powerhouse, and then he gave me the idea, and then 332s rolled out. That opened up a world of possibility that I never even thought of. And that's why, dude, because again, I stagnated for so long. I mean, seriously, if you look back on the history of phases, it's okay, yeah, I had phase 1 in 85, phase 2 in 88, phase 3 in 91, well, 90, excuse me. But phase 4 in 94, okay, they had a stretch, but then it was between 6 and 7, there was 20 years of nothing.
I remember that. I remember when you first dude, I got 7. I'm like, what? And you're like, the phase 7's coming. I'm like, oh my god.
And it turns out now phase 7's basically stillborn, and phase 5 doesn't exist anymore.
Oh god, I have to get the dogs out. Damn it. You want to keep rolling the show, or
we can kill it for now if we want. We can do that. I mean, we're going on 2 hours or an hour and a half.
Oh god,
we got really? A lot of stuff out. So
yeah.
Well, I know the audience is probably a little concerned that you might not show back up.
Oh, I get it. Well, hopefully just start. Unfortunately, I can really only do it on the weekend, so.
Hey, if you can set it up so you just record, not go live, but just record. You could record 3 or 4 shows and just put them out, 15-minute increments. So, dude, yeah, it doesn't have to be an hour and a half long like this is. You can if you get into it, but. Usually on your own, it's hard to unless you really have a topic, unless the chat blows up.
Right. Yep.
But Tech Talk's only meant to be 15, 20 minutes. Or even a how to build would only be 15, 20 minutes.
Well, I know I need to work on the how to build, so.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's no, you can just do a regular show. Just allocate a block. Just do 15-minute shows. You got 4 shows. You could put them out each day or whenever the hell you want. So, dude.
Yeah.
I know I talk a good game. I haven't done that either, but seriously, it's just as simple as that. So
yeah, well, I mean, I have the time to do it. Just usually it's at night and I'm tired and I just want to go to bed. So
well, stop.
I need to put some more effort into it. So hopefully I'll get some more. I get some how to builds out, and then we'll go on from there with doing more shows.
There you go. See, yeah. All right. We promise we're going to be better. That's why this show is coming hot on the heels of the other 2 that I made. So
right,
we're getting better. I've got a tower that works, and I'm not on night shift anymore, so I can be back. And then these guys, you just got to kick them in. Mark said he finally moved into a place that's not an RV, so that'll help, but it's still going to be small yet. He needs a place because he doesn't have a place to set up a studio at all. Everybody would be in his face at all times. So we got to wait on him a little bit longer, even though, my God, dude, that dude's more missing in action than a Vietnam vet, for crying out loud.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, okay, as long as we're going to be back and stuff like that, yeah, just cover the videos like that, and it'll be okay. Hopefully, whatever this is going on here, I can fix. I don't know what the hell this is, but we got to work on that shit too.
Yeah,
he's after me about 218. I know he's doing that because of a video, and I'll be damned if I got to figure out where the hell 218 is on this line, so I know what it is. I mean, come on, Abby. Basically, it's just a standard phase 3. I'm sure. I think. I don't know. Judging by the fact that it's judging by the fact that it's 218, it's probably basic, but I don't know. That means it's not much different than this bird right here. So, and again, I like to point out that if you folded an XL, if you folded one of these that we showed you, you know how to build a 3. 3s aren't too special.
Yeah.
Not too special. So, but anyway, yeah, hour and 40. This is a good fucking. They do have wide wings, but not much wider than this. The only difference. Sorry, Dylan. I'm gonna get this out though, but the only difference is this one is a little bit more because I've described it on the show. As I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit worse about making deeper fuselages, and the winglets have gotten deeper. So the only thing to make the wings wider is just to actually cut this fold down, make it just a little bit shorter, and then cut the winglets down. The wings get bigger. That's it. And yes, I want to work on that myself. So you could follow along if I build one. That's all it is. It's like stop making a deep fuselage, stop making deep winglets.
But you gotta have a balance though.
Yeah, you gotta have a balance, right? And like, I don't know if I'd play around with like exiles and phases where like your fuselage is a different depth, like in centimeters than the winglets are. You can try it. I wouldn't suggest it. It hasn't worked for me in the past. It might work for you. I don't know. But yeah, that's the key. It's just like don't make if this is 3 centimeters, don't make it 3 centimeters. Make it 2.5. And the same thing with the winglets. And then the wings will be wide. So, I mean, actually, now that you're mentioning it, I know which one 218 is. 218 is that old one. That's the one he's talking about. 218 is the one that's like 35 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think, and that's why he's right. But that's because back then when I was building them, I did have a tendency to make small fuselages and small winglets. That's why. And he were tiny. So, matter of fact, now that he's saying it, I think I can find her. I think I can. Where the hell is she? All the old ones are together. Oh my God, I got quill number 1 over here. Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, he's talking about this baby right here. He's talking about the one everybody knows because she's an ancient piece of technology that came from, what's that date say? October 9th, 1990? My God, she didn't even show up on film. There she is.
There you go. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. October 9th, 1990. She just celebrated a birthday.
She is.
She's probably older than most of y'all.
Yeah.
Talk about a warbird. This is a warbird.
Older than me, yeah.
Damn, my God, you're old. 34 years this plane is. Jesus Christ. And yeah, he's right though. Like you compare the two, yeah, the wings are wider. But that's all that is. That's exactly what that is I just cut down. See, my finger's fatter than the damn fuselage here. It's right. You might not be able to see, but this right here, my finger fits in here. This right here, my finger's fatter than this. See, that's the only difference. Just folded the wings down more and the anhedrals match. But she still has that phase shape. I guarantee you this plane will fly just as good, if not better, than a lot of the rest of them that I built yesterday, for fuck's sake. 34 years old. Damn. God damn. Hasn't changed much.
Right.
I'll get it out there for you. I might do, like I said, let me get a chance to finish these videos up. And God forbid I got to fix whatever fucking problem is going on with this. So when we do this again, it doesn't look this bad. But
yeah.
Now, Dalton spent this time with the camera on his face. If he goes to a down camera, you were just going to move the camera you're using right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be a lot easier for him. Hey, right before we go, can you give us a quick preview of that?
What? Going down?
Can you aim your camera down? Just because I want to see what I'd be working with, like if I have to alter something.
And okay, I'm totally out of screen here though.
Oh, it happens the same thing because.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it happens just like mine. That's why I can't show up because it's looking for skin.
Right.
That's why we're having problems. Yeah. Okay. Weird. Okay, so I could basically keep the layout the way it is.
Yeah, that should be fine.
That's good to know. Yeah, you're having problems seeing me because this Skype's video thing is trying to find facial recognition, at least skin recognition. So we disappear because like we're not that just looks like a blank screen. Yeah, as soon as we take ourselves out, you can't see shit. But as soon as we put hands in, then good God, that's freaky. Just an disembodied arm comes on the screen. Oh my God, the rape man thing is back. There's that fist.
Oh, the guy, I remember that still. Rape man.
That was especially bad on our part.
Oh yeah.
It should have just been fist man. Sorry, we went that way.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But we had some pretty twisted kind of conversations when we're not on video.
Yeah, that would be a good outtakes video for someone.
That would definitely be a good outtake video. You know what's one funny thing I thought of right before we sign off? If you ever look for bloopers, there's a lot of bloopers out there of movies, but one that we didn't consider that I actually just had another epiphany on. Look for bloopers from children's shows.
Oh yeah, dude, totally.
Especially from back in the day, because it's like, children's shows. Like, if you see Sesame Street, anything like that, when there's like, okay, it's totally G-rated, but then behind the scenes somebody messes up and you're like, God damn it, this is not the fucking way I wanted this to happen. If you see Muppets curse, it's got to be the funniest thing ever.
Yes, for sure.
I'm totally going to sign the fuck off tomorrow, and look this shit up because I want to know. It's kind of great stuff. If you go back to like the 70s, there was a show that you guys might not remember, but I do, called The Electric Company. It's basically how Morgan Freeman got his start. He used to be on the show. It was in the 70s. Total kid show. No cursing, nothing. But it was live action. It wasn't like Muppets. There were some Muppets. But if you could find bloopers of that, I guarantee you they got to be hilarious. Bill Cosby was on the show too, so it had to be good. It had to be good. So anyway, all right. So yeah, he's gonna take care of some dogs. We're going on an hour and 45. We had a good show. This was great. We got back out there. Let's say thank you to the people for coming out, and we promise there will be some shows now coming out.
Yeah, we'll get out there.
Yeah, that will be a
more
lot
collaborative shows, and each of us our own personal videos and stuff.
Yeah, right. So it won't be like, it's not going to be as bad as it was, as bad as it is. We'll be here. We'll be live. You'll have more things. We'll have more tutorials.
Yep.
So just stick with us. It'll be a lot more fun in the coming months. Hopefully I'll be able to talk about what I just told Dalton. Like, I'll do like 15-minute clips and put them out there for Tech Talks, because Tech Talks should be easy.
Yeah.
I mean, me and NASA's did a couple, but we turned them into something. They snowballed a little bit, but they weren't that bad. But
everything seems to snowball with us.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that never happens. But yeah, guys. So like I said, we'll watch out for it. I'll be able to produce better videos. Hopefully, I'll be able to fix this mess. Or we'll be able to fix this mess, and we'll be there. So, dude, thanks for coming out. Okay, thanks for being out here with us.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, and stay strong out there. We'll be out, and we'll get you some more stuff.
Keep them playing.